Good to see you again. In the previous module, we said that there were two basic strategies that are the most important to bringing callers through the door. Number one, leading the conversation to the point of obtaining the appointment or the sale, and number two, actually obtaining the commitment for the appointment or the part sale. In this module, we want to discuss this second strategy. Now remember, we reviewed the question, acknowledge, question approach. We have used that approach to get us to the point where we can now ask for the commitment. So let's set the stage. You've been talking with the caller for a minute or two. You're now ready to ask this caller for an appointment or make the part sale. However, if we were into winging it on the phone, we'd make up our own closing questions. Now, the following are two examples of commitment questions that have been historically used to ask the caller for the appointment or make the sale. Do you want to come in? Or the second one, yeah, no problem. You want me to set one out for you? Two commitment questions, right? Let's invest just a minute or two and analyze them for their weaknesses. The number one question requires only a yes or no answer. It's not an assumptive question, which means it does not lead the caller's thinking in any direction. On the other hand, if we use commitment question number two and say, yeah, no problem, do you want me to set one out for you? For some callers, this is not actually too motivating. Just like the first commitment question, this one is not assumptive. As well, the caller can simply say, no. Now, the commitment words used in your script guide have been designed to maximize the likelihood that the caller will choose to bring in the vehicle or buy the part. So let's turn our attention as to why we chose the commitment words that are in your script guide. We believe there are three characteristics of a great appointment setting or parts commitment question. Number one, it's an assumptive question, meaning it usually leads the caller in a specific direction. Number two, any direct answer to the question commits the caller. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that the caller's response will be limited only to directly answering the question. It only means that if he or she does provide a direct answer, that answer moves him or her closer to a commitment. And number three, the question can only be answered in a positive way. Let me share with you a few examples of commitment questions that meet these criteria. Would Wednesday or Thursday be better for you? Or, I have an opening at 10:15 or 1:15, which would be better for you? Now, these questions are assumptive. Any direct answer commits the caller, and any direct answer will be positive. Of course, they are not 100% effective, but they do place you in the best position to get the commitment from the caller to move forward. I'd like to spend just a minute reviewing how we apply Rules 1 and 2 as it relates to service and setting appointments across more hours of the normal workday. Now, we do know that if a customer is given an open invitation as to when they want to bring their vehicle in, they'll probably choose a morning or a Saturday. When we ask the customer when they want to bring their vehicle in, we are putting them in charge. And that's one of the reasons we get the answers we get. It's not that they would absolutely not bring their vehicle in at another time. We just never asked them to do that. All you have to do to make that happen is ask a commitment question that provides alternative time choices that fit your schedule. This is why your commitment questions in Stage 2 are designed the way they are. For example, in looking at the next day or two, would Wednesday or Thursday be better for you? Or, okay, I have openings at 10:15 or 1:15. Which would be better for you? The worst they can say is neither, but many of them will pick one or give you another alternative that accomplishes the same goal of setting up appointments throughout the day. If you don't ask, you won't get it. Let me also share with you an observation about part sales. As in service, we in parts want to please the customer. Obviously, that's critical. But sometimes we think that one of the ways that we please our customer is to be in a hurry on the phone. We think that they're in a rush, so we're in a rush. Many times we instinctively think that they are in a big rush for the part, just because they called for the part. So we kill ourselves to get the part delivered tomorrow that the buyer really doesn't need for 2 days. What I'm saying is that we might want to better manage our sense of urgency. If we are not careful, we can overcommit and underdeliver on promises we make. Now, we are a lot better off slightly undercommitting and slightly over-delivering on most of our promises, aren't we? See you next module.